Well, John, after Monday, how important now is it to back that result up on Saturday?
Yeah, that's the whole focus of everything we've done this week. As soon as the whistle blew on Monday, we knew we had a limited time to enjoy the win. And we were back at it on Tuesday, and a little day off for the boys, just for a bit of rest on Wednesday, and really good training session today, which has been all about going and getting the win at the weekend.
Obviously, there was a lot of talk going into Monday. You yourself said about how it is a big game, and there's no point hiding away from that. So, how do you think the boys and yourself dealt with that pressure?
I thought they dealt with it fantastically well. There was a huge amount of expectation with the cameras there, the fact it was a night game at Fratton Park, first versus second. Yeah, there was a massive amount of pressure, I think, on the lads to perform and obviously to try and get 3 points as well. So I thought they handled everything brilliantly well. The occasion certainly didn't get to anybody, and I think it actually spurred everybody on, and that was what I wanted. I didn't want the lads just to play it down and not sort of rise to which was such a special occasion on Monday night.
And how's this week look? You said there that the boys were in on matchday +1 on Tuesday. Was that just to get the week back on track?
Yeah, one of those strange weeks. We don't normally play on Mondays, obviously, so we changed the schedule around a little bit. But we wanted to make sure that we had the lads in. We could debrief. We could get the game out of our system on Tuesday, as big a game as it was. The game we've got at the weekend is equally as important. So we have to make sure we're fully prepared for that. We wanted to get the week back on track, and we've reset. We're ready to go. We've obviously got another prep day before we go to Shrewsbury tomorrow.
What elements of Monday's performance are you really looking to take into Saturday?
We want to keep being front-footed in terms of the way that we press, the way that we're organised, the way that we work. We know it's going to be a really difficult game, and I think off the back of it, we want to make sure that we play good football as well. We've, I think, performed very, very well since the Blackpool game. Some of the performances in possession as well have been excellent, so we want to make sure that we take all of those things, they put them together, and take them into the game on Saturday.
Is there anything to work on from Monday?
Oh yeah, I think there's plenty. We certainly need to make sure we keep improving, and the game at the weekend as well is going to be very, very different. And we're going to a side who are in form. Their home form is excellent. I saw them win at the weekend away at Wycombe, where they performed very, very well. They've got some excellent players there as well. So it's a very, very different challenge to what we saw on Monday night. We've got to be prepared for that. We've got to make sure that we make some subtle adjustments in the way that we play, the way that we press. And so there's plenty that we need to have worked on this week.
They're under new management since we last played them, a name that Pompey fans will know well. What do they look like this season?
I think they look like a side that has got themselves very, very well organised. Like I said, the last 5 games, I think they've only lost one of them, and that was to Blackpool, who we all know how good Blackpool have been recently. So, they are in good form, and they have assembled a pretty good squad under, obviously, Matthew's stewardship, and he's coached them really well. So we've got to expect a really, really tough test. Whenever you go away in this league, it's always going to be tough. When you go away to places like Shrewsbury, it's going to be tough as well. And against a decent enough side, we've got to make sure we're on top of our game.
How's Colby doing?
Yeah, Colby trained today, so he's back. He's fully fit and available for selection.
How difficult is that going to be for you? And I suppose Cassini's performance on Monday night will give you a bit of selection headache now.
Yeah, obviously we've got a few things to balance off against each other. Cassini's performance the other night, how he's done since he's come back in the team, the fact that Colby scored 11 goals in 18 league games, finished last season I think with 20 goals as well. Yeah, it's a good dilemma to have, I think.
And what's the latest injury news on everyone else? How's Anthony Scully doing, for example?
Yeah, Anthony's great. He's back available for selection as well. He's been training really well this week. He's been looking sharp. Tom Lowry, exactly the same. Been training this week. Looked incredibly sharp. It's just a difficult squad and a difficult side to get back into at the moment, which is the way that we want it to be. And all the other injuries are progressing as we'd expect them to. Most of the others are long term, so I don't think there's anything that's going to be imminent in terms of players coming back. So we've got the squad ready for that Christmas period. But at the moment, we're looking a lot healthier than we were a couple of weeks ago, and that's a real positive for us.
Now, we haven't just finally spoken about Regan since he had his surgery. How's he doing? How's he getting along?
Really well. So you'll see Regan around the training grounds. He was off crutches fairly early. The swelling's come down on the knee. Everything went well with the operation, so it's the start of a long, long road for him. And there's no expectations in terms of Regan coming back this season. And we've got to make sure that we build him up and get him going again. But he's walking around the training ground. You wouldn't necessarily tell that there's too much wrong with him, but that's the nature of ACL injuries. Sometimes you can get back on your feet quickly, but it's a long, long road, and we're looking at a fair few months left for him. But brilliant to have him around the place, and we're just right behind him for his recovery.